Path of Exile 2 is easy, even for mega casuals. I'm going to show you exactly how. Hey Exiles, and welcome to the first episode of a new Path of Exile 2 mini-series focused on teaching beginners how to play Path of Exile 2 in a rather chill manner, showing that casuals, like myself, can play the game, understand the game, and have a good bout of fun, even under the most terrifying circumstances. We are playing in 0.3 Rise of the Abyssal solo self-found hardcore, meaning we can't trade with any other players, and if we die, the character is done. But we're going to push ourselves as far as we can go in Rise of the Abyssal with a brand new character inspired by Lighty, and see if we can teach brand new PoE players how Path of Exile 2 really isn't that intimidating. Let's hop in and make our official first character. We have a set of options available to us as of 031. We have the Ranger, and we have the Huntress, we have the Warrior, the Sorceress, the Witch, the Mercenary, and the Monk. For this particular run, I am going to be going with the Witch. I never liked playing minion characters, but after dabbling a little bit in minions a few weeks ago for a different character, never realized they're such a chill playstyle. So if it's your first time playing Path of Exile 2 and you're a little intimidated about the complexity and how difficult it appears to be from the outside, I highly recommend you go with the Witch, because you can focus in on minions while also maintaining an active playstyle and learn about the bosses in the game, the monsters in the game, and all the different systems at the same time. We need to give our witch a name. And just like my friend Lighty, I am going to randomize the name. I've been playing a lot of Age of Mythology Retold lately, alongside Hades 2, which I've actually bounced from, unfortunately. So I'm feeling we go into the mythological and we go Greek, and we generate a feminine name. Oh, okay. Okay, there's just a whole bunch of ideas right here. I want to randomize the name. Okay, we are on the right site now. A Greek name with feminine roots. Let's do it. Nyx Thisbe, Phaedra Elkmene, Melanue Althea, haha, that's familiar, Elpis Astrape, Kirke Irene, Egle Andromache. That actually is pretty cool. Let's go with that one. Name chosen, it's time to hop into Path of Exile 2. Please note that dead hardcore characters cannot be restored for any reason, including game bugs or internet lag. Are you sure you want to create one? Yes. Here we are on the Riverbank. We have a choice of mouse or WASD. I've never played click to move in Path of Exile 2 and wouldn't recommend it. We're going WASD. For this run, I'm going to be using Never Sync's regular filter. Highly recommend using Never Sync and Filter Blade. Ooh, he's the absolute best. Equip our first item, the Withered Wand, and move on through. Start with some basic auto attacks. We don't get minions until a few seconds from now. And here we are, large chest, rattling scepter. We immediately get 2 skeletal warriors. They're going to tank monsters for us and serve as a little bit of extra damage, although their primary purpose, honestly, is just tanking hits. 030 added this sprint function. You can hold spacebar after you dodge, or whatever your dodge key is, to get a 50% increased movement speed buff. But if you get hit, you are knocked over, heavy stunned, and it's very likely you're gonna die if you have monsters surrounding you. Our first gem is Unearth. This is going to allow us to summon little scorpion boys from the corpses of dead monsters. We're going to put that on right click, and that's going to be our primary damage ability. Not only just with the scorpions that we raise, but also how much AoE damage it actually does to monsters. See, that's actually quite a bit. We use that on these guys. Oop. Look, we're about to die from these little porcupines. Remember, we're hardcore. We don't want that to happen. So I'm going to life flask and hopefully not die. There we go. Already resurrecting an army of these fellows. They are so fun to play with. And you can see those little scorpion fellows do quite a bit of damage. They are some of the most terrifying creatures in the game, not only in this opening area, but in the actual end game of Path of Exile 2. Wonder if we'll actually reach it in this challenge run. Here we go. We have the first boss, the Bloated Miller. His attacks are very easy to dodge, like that one right there. He really isn't a threat to us. We just want to get him to the next phase as soon as possible right here. This so we can summon some minions with Unearth, just like that. Going to drastically increase our damage output against the Miller, and we'll be able to kill him rather swiftly here with our Witch. You can see you can't really command what your Unearth minions do, so you want to kill all the other monsters as soon as possible. We get a heavy stun on the Bloated Miller, and he is going to drop at a rapid pace. He does not even have a chance here, guys. It is over just like that, and we get our first level. Hope he drops something good. Scroll of Wisdom, some gold, and actually a belt. That's going to be great. We'll be picking up items at the start here just so we can disenchant them with Una to start getting some currency orbs. We are in hardcore, and we are in solo self-found, and this is a fresh character, so we have nothing available to us. You want to set all your resources at your disposal, and you want to actually use them, not just let them sit in your inventory or your stash. So we're immediately going to identify that. Life and Fire Rose. That's actually a pretty nice magic belt to start off here. We're also going to allocate our first passive point. This is the skill tree as of 031 in PoE 2. The right side of the tree, very alive. The left side of the tree, very much dead. We need a lot more classes into the game to revivify this whole part of the tree here. As I said, we are going to go minions most likely on this character so they can tank up all the big hits and we can just chill in the back with our contagions and auto attacks. We don't really need to go energy shield right now, so I'm going to go along the left-hand side. We only have these two choices and increase our damage for the time being. We can always path over to here to get some of that energy shield after we've boosted our damage here. I would highly recommend you focus on damage at the very beginning. You can nullify most of the incoming hits just by dodging or playing intelligently. We have our first reward, another skill gem here, and we are going to get that Devourer quest. It's a side quest, but I highly recommend you do it so you get that first support gem. We also have a special NPC here because it's Rise of the Abyssals League, and if you complete his quest by slaying that first abyss inside the Mud Burrow, you get another support gem, which is huge at this point in the campaign. Remember, Una is where we're going to be disenchanting items right now. I'm going to send them a transmutation shard, so eventually I'll be able to upgrade my basic white items. I do have a little bit of gold because I think I played hardcore solo self-found on a prior character. I'm not going to abuse it right now, even though I really want to buy some of these items from the shop. In Path of Exile 2, one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the shops that NPCs have in the towns. Make sure if you're struggling to find gear pieces or just upgrade your gear, that you consistently check these shops right here. You can see these outlines around the items as well. If it has no outline, that means it's a normal or white item with no modifiers. If it's blue, it means it's a magic and it have 1 or 2 modifiers on it. And if it's yellow, of which I don't see any in this specific shop, that means it's rare and it can have 3 to 6 affixes, which means it's very powerful and likely an upgrade over what you have, especially at this point in the game. Oh, we're getting a little reminder that before we go into Clearfell, the second area that we actually use this uncut skill gem, and I am going to grab Contagion. This is not a minion spell, but it interacts with minions in quite an interesting manner. If you use it on a monster and the minion, especially an unearthed guy, kills that monster, they gain the Contagion buff and they're actually able to spread it to other monsters that you're attacking. We're going to show it off right here. Contagion is on these guys. You can see that my little bone boys have the buff on them. You see the purple? They're going to spread it to these monsters, and it deals a lot of chaos damage over time. Ooh, look at that. We already got a Rattling Scepter, and this one's magic. Hopefully it's 2 mods. Okay, it's only 1 mod, but it's giving our little mobs extra lightning damage, which is very much appreciated this early on into the game. We have one of the little side areas right here. This should give us another skill gem, so perhaps we can swap over to skeleton snipers. Yep, uncut skill gem. That's great. Let's cut that, get skeleton snipers. I'm actually going to wait to allocate any snipers until I get my first support gem. I'm just going to be using the warriors right now to tank it up. I love these witches. They have basically a one-shot ability, that little circle right there. It pisses people off how powerful it is, but I like that even in the second area of Path of Exile 2, there are abilities capable of one-shotting you if you are not paying attention. Fun fact, this area used to be a lot tougher, and they nerfed the speed of the wolves in the 0-0 subsequent patches because people were dying so often so early on. I love that it showcased that Path of Exile 2 is a punishing game where you do need to pay attention to the monsters, especially during the campaign, but a lot of people were not fans, and already we are up on the second boss of the game, Fira. And if my monsters weren't attacking those beasts over there, we would be annihilating her right now. Unfortunately, they went and attacked another pack. We're going to have to take her down very slowly here. All right, heavy stun on her right there. Look at them tear her apart. They're getting the extra lightning damage on them right now. almost died there, but we're okay. And we're going to get some magic items and a head of the Winter Wolf. So a lot of bosses in Path of Exile 2 right now, optional bosses mostly, drop these special one-time buff items. You want to go for basically all of these every single time you're making a new character. Sometimes they're extremely powerful buffs, sometimes they're relatively weak. I'd classify the Head of the Winter Wolf, which gives us plus 10 cold resistance, as quite powerful, especially in Act 1, given some of the monsters and bosses you end up fighting later on. Look right here, we found the Grelwood checkpoint. Let's just keep looking for the Mud Burrow because we want to do those 2 side quests. Ooh, and we found our first abyss of this character. Watch how easy it is to take on an abyss with a witch. I did 1 contagion. I'm just going to let my monsters take everything out. I won't even assist. We're just going to watch. 1 contagion, 1 of the unearths, and they take out pretty much everything from the very start of the abyss. No extra assistance needed from me. Of course, no actual player is going to sit there and let the monsters die like mine did. You'll be supporting them, but I had to showcase my point there. Since the abyss was there, the Mud Burrow should be pretty close. And I was right. It was right there. So we're at the Mud Burrow. Time to go in, kill the Devourer, and take out that first real abyss and get a support gem. Well, 2 support gems. I am back. Had to take a quick break. My daughter woke up and she is super sick, just hacking away. Very unfortunate situation. Fortunately, Path of Exile 2 and now Path of Exile 1 has the pause feature, which is so excellent. It's something that I hope every single game, ARPG or not, in the future has, online or offline. This area introduces the first tight corridor map in the game, so you have to be very careful that none of these mud simulacrums are awaiting in the walls, or you can potentially get heavy stunned if you're sprinting, or if you're just low life and not ready for it, just get insta-killed, which would really suck because we're on hardcore. These right here chests are very underrated, and if you're a new player playing this game, you need to make sure that you're tracking down any magic or rare chests because they can drop some actually pretty great gear. Let's see if this one did. Okay, so we have gloves and a rusted great helm, both magic, pretty cool. We can actually identify these gloves right here, and we get some rarity, which is actually an amazing stat right now in Path of Exile 2. Not only does it help you get more unique items and better rare and magic items, but it also upgrades the currency that you get from drops, which is pretty darn massive in a game like PoE. And when you're playing solo self-found and you can't trade for any currency, you're going to want some of those rarer currency drops to just drop for yourself. Just found a checkpoint, which means we should find the Devourer. Let's go. Love this fight. Fun fact, when I first played Path of Exile 2, when Grinding Gear Games was nice enough to fly me out to Los Angeles, I spent 45 minutes bashing my head up against the Devourer as a warrior with a 2-handed mace. It was insanely difficult. Ooh, almost just died right there. We have some minions now, so we can summon our Unearth guys, and the Devourer should fall very fast now. As soon as he pops out right there. Get up close to him. He's going to be heavy stunned in a moment. Okay, back below he goes. Now he's heavy stunned. I think he's going to fall. Look at the lightning damage. We have him shocked because we're buffing our minions with the lightning damage from our scepter. I think we should be able to take him out and just face tank right here. And he is down. Let's go. Oh, we have 2 passive skill points. And we got our first Exalted Orb and level 2 skill gem alongside a rare pair of armor a rare piece of armor we can actually equip. Let's identify that immediately. That's nice. Fire res, lightning res, so double res and life regen, and we weren't even wearing any armor before. That is a massive upgrade. Additionally, it looks like we have our first Exalted Orb, which is being blocked off by this little tutorial telling us to portal back to town, so let's take care of that right away. Okay, right when I summoned the portal, the pop-up went away, so let's open that inventory again. Okay, so we have an Exalted Orb, which allows us to augment a rare item with a new random modifier. We hover over our rare item right here and we press Alt. We can see that we currently have 5 modifiers, 3 suffixes and 2 prefixes. Different modifiers can roll in either of these pools. We have 1 open prefix slot. You can have 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes at max for most items. Why don't we just go ahead and apply the Exalted Orb to this and see if we get a nice prefix. Perhaps something like added armor or energy shield or a % increase to either. We get Awesome. We get armor, energy, shield, hybrid. That is a huge buff to our current defenses. Like I said a bit earlier, when you're playing in hardcore and you're playing in solo self-found, make sure you actually spend the currency that drops for you. Renly gives us our first uncut support gem, and we can enter that UI, and I say we update our unearth to have prolonged duration, so those minions that we summon, little scorpion boys, last 30% longer. Since we're using so much unearth as well, I'm going to level that up to 2. We also just have a few extra items that I'm going to disenchant for pieces, and I'm going to identify this, hoping to get something better than what we got. No, we're going to keep the added lightning damage, and I'm going to use an orb of augmentation, adding one more modifier to this scepter, plus 1 level of all minion skills. That's huge. Added level to skill gems is the best modifier that you can get on your weapons, your amulet, and your gloves. And we're going to return to the Mud Burrow and make sure that we go finish Cracks in the Earth quest, because we want that extra support gem from Mortimer back in town. That's a temporary quest. If you're watching this in a future patch like 0.4 or something, it's very likely that it's no longer in the game. This was added as a part of Rise of the Abyssals. It's guiding you to clear your first abyssal crack, essentially. And the incentive is pretty great. Here, we actually found it as I was talking right here. Here's our first abyss. Let's see if I can even get a Contagion down. I did. Okay, it's going to fall very, very quick without any help from me, really. Yeah, we're done. It's a large abyssal arsenal, so hopefully we get a scepter or something. Maybe almost popped an on-death effect that could have killed me. Maybe we get a scepter. No, nothing really good for us, unfortunately. So we're just going to pick up that orb, and we're going to get on out of here and talk to Mortimer. Here we go, a second support gem. I'm going to use this on Contagion and pick up Profanity 1, which consumes a corpse to deal 30% more chaos damage. There's always going to be a corpse nearby. We're clearing lots of monsters in this game. It's not like it's a Souls-like or anything along those lines. So we are constantly going to be having corpses surround us, so it's basically free damage. I also noticed we haven't used these 2 skill points right here, so we're just going to path along the minion and spell increased % damage line up to here and probably over to this energy shield after we get some damage for our minions and spells. Figured I would check Una's shop, and of course there is a beautiful crimson amulet in here, but it costs 2,431 gold. We're going to save up for that and potentially buy it if we're not getting any amulet drops further into the campaign. So we are back to Clearfell, and we are looking for the entrance to the Grelwood to hopefully not get swarmed by werewolves. And we found it. Before I progress any further, I thought I would talk about how minions work in Path of Exile 2. When you're summoning minions, you reserve a certain amount of spirit. And right here with Skeletal Warriors, we actually are reserving 0 spirit right now with these 2 Skeletal Warriors we have summoned, and we have 100 spirit left over. So I can tap this right here to reserve 44 spirit, and tap it one more time to reserve 88 spirit, and it will give us 4 Skeleton Warriors. Very soon we're going to use Skeletal Snipers once I get one more support gem, but for now, I have my warriors tanking it up for me. Ooh, we have the hut already, and this is going to see a upgrade to both of our life flasks. I feel like we're going to take down this witch pretty dang quickly here. The good old unearth. Yeah, as long as I am sitting on top of her and giving my minions that added lightning damage, she is falling rapidly. And she dropped an uncut support gem. I think we're going to use that on the skeleton snipers. And we're actually not going to put rapid attacks, last gasp, or corrosion on. We're going to add fire, and we are going to mix. Oh, wait, I can't do it. I need more strength, actually. Ooh, that's a little bit of a blocker there. My attributes are too low. Anyway, we were going to combine the fire attunement with the command gas arrow, because if they shoot flaming arrows into the gas cloud, I can cause them to create. The gas cloud explodes for massive damage on bosses. It's a very cool combination. Since I need more strength, I'm just going to settle myself with cold attunement now. They can chill my foes instead, make them move a little bit slower. With that as well, I'm going to take away 2 skeleton warriors, and I am going to summon 1 skeletal sniper, so we have a little bit more diverse of a skeleton mix right now. Found a new twig circlet in a chest, and it has some cold res, which is great. Very nice upgrade in Act 1. Ooh, we have another abyss here. Let's see how fast it's taken out. All right, that was about 8 seconds to clear the entire abyss. I totally forgot to swap into my better flasks right here. I will do that right now. Pretty big upgrade. However, when you swap flasks in an area, you have to go back to town to refill them unless you level up. Leveling up in Path of Exile 2 instantly refills all of your flasks, and it sets you to full life, full energy shield, and full mana. Besides that witch's hut, we have a few objectives here. We are looking for the hanging tree that has the hooded one on it, which I just found as I was bringing it up. There is also another mini boss in this area that we can fight to get another gem, and we are now looking for the Red Vale so we can take on the Rust King and free the hooded one. While this area introduces relatively fast werewolf enemies that can swarm you, it's truly the Red Vale that is the first challenging area in Path of Exile 2, in my opinion. Mostly due to the way that monsters can swarm you if you're not approaching reversing the forest appropriately. In addition to the mini boss in the Red Vale, there's also an entrance to the next area here where we fight a bunch of these fungal zombies. If you look for little blights in the earth and a lot of these fungal zombies, it will lead you to that entrance, to that underground area. That's actually pretty common in both Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. You can follow clues in the environment to lead you to the next area. You can learn a lot of tips and tricks. I'll try to point out as many as I can here in Path of Exile 2 as we're running through. And look, we have found the Grim Tangle. We're going to go in and get the waypoint. Boop. Just like that. We are over leveling a little bit looking for this Red Vale. Ooh, at least we got our first pair of boots. Movement speed, hopefully. No movement speed. We have an orb of augmentation, though. Possible we can get it. Just kidding. We're just going to get stun threshold. Look what I just stumbled upon. It's a little bit of a boss fight. Let's do it. My minions are doing a lot of damage. This is kind of crazy. I don't even have any unearthed minions spawned. Remember, we're just one level over this area. It's insane. Level 2 skill gem. Let's level up our skeleton snipers, make sure they do a little bit more damage. And I just realized we could have 3 of these skeletal warriors going out. Wait, no. Could we have 2 skeletal snipers? We could. Let's go. You can tell I don't play a lot of minions. It's okay, we're learning together. I'm showing you that even a beginner can dominate Path of Exile 2 pretty easily. Or at least how a beginner could dominate Path of Exile 2 pretty easily. It's honestly not that scary. Has anything I've done looked scary to you guys yet? Aside from navigating this massive map, where is the Red Vale? And right as I ask, it's right here. Ask and you shall receive, I suppose. This area is deadly because you can be swarmed from all sides, from ranged creatures that deal poison damage. Rare monsters are quite frequently populating the confines of this area, and when you talk to these obelisks of rust that we're about to find, you surround yourself with monsters. So if you're not ready to clear, which we obviously are, you can quite possibly die over and over and over. Because if you die in Path of Exile 2 and you're not playing hardcore, well, the entire area resets with all its monsters repopulated. So you have to fight your way through everything again. Okay, first checkpoint, first obelisk of rust, and there's a rare monster. Let's take that out first. Let's see how fast we can kill it once we spawn a whole bunch of our little scorpion boys. All right, here we go. We're on the rare. Oh my goodness, just like that. Got an iron crown, but it's not magic. Maybe we'll pop some orbs on that. Activate the obelisk, and what happens all around us? A bunch of skeletons spawn, but it's okay because we have Contagion, and we have these little scorpions that are ridiculously busted here in Act 1. I mean, look at this, you guys. It's ridiculous. First girdle, and we get our first little notable right here. Big increase in damage and intelligence, and we can path over here to the attribute to get strength once we level up again. So we can use fire attunement on our skelly snipers. Ooh, an abyss, here we go. Can you imagine how much more stressful playing this abyss on a melee character would be right now? On a mace or a quarterstaff, even a bow character. On a minion character and with Contagion, it's an absolute joke. You're gonna see how wildly crazy abyss gets starting in about Act 2, and look, that is our first Regal Orb. How exciting. We'll talk about that in a moment. Level 2 Contagion is a go. Regal Orbs upgrade magic items to a rare item, adding 1 modifier. So you want to make sure you have 2 mods on your magic item before you upgrade it to rare. So right now, the best candidate is this right here, the belt. However, before I do it, I'm going to identify this belt that I have here. Yeah, the belt that we have right here is better. I'm just going to go ahead and slam this belt to see if we get something good. Actually, I'm going to do it on the boots because we could get movement speed, and movement speed is one of the best stats in Path of Exile 2 alongside added level 2 skill gems. Let's see if we get it. And we didn't, but we got life regen, which is nice. It makes sure we're always at a healthy number there. Okay, the next obelisk is a go. Let's see how fast we can clear this. probably pretty quickly. Yeah, it took about 4 seconds. We got the guard now. And our inventory is full, so we're just going to drop that shield. And now it's time to look for the boss. Oh, my daughter woke up again. She's doing okay, though, you guys. Let me know, parents, in the comments below. How many times do you have to pause your game to take care of your kids? I'm very, very curious. Because for me, it is constant. But I love them. Wouldn't trade either of them for the world. Another Exaltador, getting a lot of currency drops, and we just walked straight to the Obelisk of Rust, and we have an army pre-populated of minions. This guy, the Rust King, is going to fall at a rapid rate. He can be a tough boss, but not if you know what you're doing. Let's see how fast he falls. Oh my goodness, he's already stunned, and he is going to die within 1 stun. Doesn't even summon any minions for himself. My boys took care of him, and we have a rare rattling scepter alongside our first level 3 skill gem. This could be quite the big upgrade. Let's pray. We even have an Exaltador if we need to upgrade it. 33% increased damage, 1 to 6 lightning damage, so we already have that on here. We are losing 1 level of all minion skills though, which actually this scepter might not be as good as this one. I think it might be better because we are getting level 3 skeletal warriors. Let's slam it to see if we can get added level to minion skills. We didn't, but I think I'm still going to equip this one. We actually watch the tooltip as we swap. We can see that skeletal snipers drop precipitously. I think we might actually need to keep it on right like this. That is the power of added skill levels. At the same time, we get access to a new tier or level of skill gems. And while they look pretty flashy, I'm actually just going to stick with what we have right here, and I'm going to level up Unearth even further. Back to Clearfell. We're going to actually sell all of our stuff for gold right now. We could use a little bit of extra gold, and we're going to keep that scepter in our bank. I actually mean our stash. We're actually going to put quite a few things in our stash right now, except our scrolls of wisdom. We need those. Renly has the spikes to free the hooded one, and unfortunately nothing else useful for us. Una doesn't have a ring or anything else we could use aside from this right here. A wand that has +1 to level of all chaos spell skills, which is big because that is exactly what Contagion is right here. That's a big damage increase. Always check vendors, you guys. Now it's time to free the hooded one. Ding dong. Wahoo! He's not looking too good. Probably that terrible Mario noise. And now we gotta go talk to Renly and talk to Una. And now we can go to the Grim Tangle. This place is rippy. Incredibly dangerous for hardcore characters. There's a bunch of those blighted monsters that explode on death. They use chaos damage. There's degens on the ground. If there's a place where we're going to die, well, it is the Grim Tangle. I am terrified. I do not want to die. This is a dangerous area. And there is an abyss to start us off. Let's see if we can take this on with ease. Here we go. Oh, almost got popped there. Got to be very careful, okay? And everything is pouring out, dying very quickly. And we got another skill gem. Sweet. In true casual fashion, I ended last episode and could not play Path of Exile 2 for a whole another week. Oh, boss time. It's the Druid. How fast can we take him out? Let's see. We don't have any minions here. Teleports to the other side. Let's rush over there. They're all gonna die pretty quickly. Oh, dodge out of there. It's not a problem. Auto attack him down. Oh yeah, he's stunned. He's stunned. We're fine. We're totally fine. Go. Okay, that was a little scary, but we're good. Okay, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but he died pretty freaking quickly. And yeah, I guess he loved all this fungus for some reason. I wonder if he was getting a little funky during life, if you know what I mean. I just realized that we don't have gas arrow on our bar for our skeleton archers. Some minions have special abilities and you're able to put them on your bar and command them to use it. See, that creates a poison cloud. And remember I said, if we have this right here, the uncut support gem, we use it on the skeleton sniper. We type in fire and we get rid of the show recommended gems. We're going to see fire attune. Oh, wait, we still can't use it because I don't have enough strength. Wait, but I have a level right here. I can go over here, take strength. We have enough attributes now. So I should be able to give us a little bit of fire here so we can blow up the gas clouds that we create. That's going to be sick. We do have to take out that cold attunement, and why don't we just put it to the skeleton warriors? They can do a little bit of extra cold damage, I suppose. While we're at it, we can also level up the skeletal snipers to level 3. Oh, unfortunate. It looks like Path of Exile 2 is still experiencing a few technical issues. Whoa, okay, I got kicked out. That's unfortunate. Sit down for the first time to play in a week, and I get knocked out of the game. Grinding your games. Why? Let's try logging back in to Agle Andromak. Okay, we're in. Since the last time I was able to sit down and play, there has been the new Path of Exile 1 League reveal. It looks pretty sick. I will be returning to Path of Exile 1 to play Keepers of the Flame. I'm pretty hyped. Last night, I just put out a brand new video showcasing my League starter, Cleave of Rage. It looks sick, but it's definitely a bait for some, because even though I was pretty upfront about it being giga squishy, I don't think people are going to read, whoa, okay, I got to pay attention, or I'm going to get taken out by these fungal creatures. The explosions on death are just ridiculous here. Oh, that's a rare. We definitely want to take this guy out. Oh, he dropped a rune, which we actually haven't talked about yet. Should we talk about it? Not yet. We'll wait till we get an actually good piece of gear and a good rune along with it. We are searching for the graveyard right now. It should be somewhere nearby. Oh, see, sarcophagi are pointing us to the graveyard. It should be right down here. And there it is, the Cemetary of the Eternals. We made it through the fungus place, guys. Okay, talk to Lachlann, get our little quest to go and take out Praetor and Praetess. I don't actually think she's a Praetess, but I'm going to go ahead and call it that. This area has such a variety of beast in it. You got to watch out once again. I know I said it in the last area, but seriously, if you don't understand how some of these creatures operate, you can find yourself dying very, very quickly. I'll point out the guys I'm especially talking about once I see them for the first time. This guy right here. Oh my gosh. See the pillars? He can knock us down and take us out with ease. You gotta be careful with these guys. I think they could probably one-shot my character right now. We are smooth sailing through the cemetery right now. Okay, we found Asinia's consort area. As we pop into here, I think I'd like to address the topic that I see oft repeated about not only Path of Exile 2, but Path of Exile 1 as well. And that is the complexity of these games. Guys, these games aren't that complex unless you decide you want them to be complex. If you look at this game, you log in, you open your character sheet, and you see all these different things, and you decide you have to learn all of them at once, you will be overwhelmed, and you will likely quit thinking the game is too complex. But even numbskulls like me, you can take one piece at a time and come to love this game. Learning about the systems and characters, the monsters, the bosses, everything else, every play session, and spreading that over the course of years. If you're looking for a forever game in which you can sit down every time you get a little bit of time to play, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, this game and its predecessor, those are the games for you. One of the reasons I always come back to Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2, because I'm always learning. You don't have to eat the whole elephant at once. Everybody knows that saying, right? You just eat it a bite at a time. And that's how you have to learn Path of Exile 1 and 2. And as I've been talking, we just walked right to the boss room here. Let's go. It's time to take out Asinia. Got a cool little entrance here. He might last a little long. We'll have to see. Got to dodge this. If you don't dodge that, that might be an insta-kill. Wait for her to teleport, and then I will do the gas cloud. Will she teleport? She will. Gas cloud, gas cloud. Oh, got to get out of that box right there. She's going to die pretty fast. Gas cloud right there. And just exploded. Do you see that? She died, like, what, 25% to 0. You did have it coming, Asinia. Time to find your husband, Draven. Oh, we got an abyss here. Time to take it out with ease, I swear. Oh, gosh, we have 2 passive skill points to spend. I am behind on those. I am going to regret if I end up dying and I haven't spent passive skill points. I'm going to feel so silly. This is a giant abyss. Oh my goodness. Ooh, a regal orb. Let's go. We need a nice magic item to pop that on. Maybe we'll find one in a moment. Oh, here's Draven's tomb. Let's go. Oh, we have a researcher's strongbox. These right here, they drop currency orbs. We're going to want to take this on. I am definitely going to click this to identify it though, just to make sure there's not something like freeze on there, because if I'm frozen, I will probably insta-die. Okay, it freezes me when activated. Do I want to take the chance? I do. Let's go. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Oh, okay. It takes a second for everything to spawn. Oh boy. Oh, this is a little scary. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no way. No way. I cannot believe that just happened. Ogle's done. She can't be done. That was insane. So many monsters and I get myself notched up against this wall here. No. Okay. I know that I said the series ends when she dies, and she's dead. Ogle is dead right now. We're only in episode 2. I had a week-long break in between them. We can't let that happen. How about, you know what? We are going to go again, but we are going to speed run this. Don't you worry. I'll get here fast. Ogle Andromak, you are unfortunately dead to me. Okay, time to go again. We got this, everyone. Let's do it. It's okay. Every run of hardcore solo self-found, you learn something new about the game. That's actually one of the earliest times I've ever died on hardcore. Oh, and I also realized I have 100 spirit right now in the first area. I could summon 3 skeleton warriors right away. We are speeding through. All right, Miller, you are done for. Okay, what do the vendors have for me? I actually have to wait for Renly to get to his position before I can buy from him. My goodness gracious. Come on, Renly, move faster. Anything good? Anything good at all? Oh, I mean, not the greatest stuff. Maybe movement. We have some movement speed boots. Let's go. Those would be super useful last time. I totally could have gotten out of harm's way. We also have this lovely helmet, these cold resistance remnant, and a pair of energy shield gloves. Very nice. Una, let's say you have some better stuff. Yeah, let's see. All right, she's got one thing. Also, I just heard a cow moo in here. I've never heard either of these cows moo before. Wow, we can use this. What? It's just mooed again. I don't know if people heard that, but it's these guys are mooing. And yeah, these are indeed guys. Let's see if I notice anything differently on this run. Ice switch down. Oh my goodness. I went AFK to help my daughter with something, and I didn't press pause. I thought I was fine. The ice switch was down and all the walls must have walked up the side. What is going on with my luck today? It's because I'm playing Path of Exile 1 when it launches on Halloween. I decided to play Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2 has something out against me. Don't you worry, you guys. And we're gonna go one more time. Ogle Andromak, goodbye for the second time in about 5 minutes. You are out of here. You know what? I think we need a new name for Angle, so we're gonna go again. Greek, feminine, first name only. Let's go. We're going with Vasia. That works. Vasia, I hope you do a better job than Angle. Okay, Vasia already exists. This is going really well. We're gonna go with one with a first and middle name. Iris Pagona. Nah, I want a new name. Galini Timothea. Let's do that one. If this is taken, I swear to all the gods of Ray class, we are in. This is starting to look like a very familiar spot to me. I'm honestly just practicing my speed running capabilities while also teaching you all a little bit about the game. What was the lesson of the last death, everyone? Don't go AFK if you're playing hardcore. Make sure that if you go AFK, you press pause because it costs nothing at all to do. Just one stroke of your keyboard. My wife is probably very confused as to why I'm yelling from up here twice within the span of about 10 minutes. You know what hasn't happened to me yet? I haven't been heavy stunned. I should really get heavy stunned at some point to showcase what it looks like to you all. I'm dodging right now. What are you talking about? Rip to the Miller once more. You know what's funny? I just spent all of my gold buying equipment for that last character, and now I have almost nothing to buy anything for her. Oh my goodness. And I just chose snipers instead of Contagion. This is a scuffed run, a beyond scuffed run already. Galini, you are not lucky, my girl. I am so sorry for what's going to happen to you. Yeah, cows, let's shut up. You know what? We might as well try it out. What do? We're going to do 2 of these guys and 1 archer. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, we found the Mud Burrow almost instantly. Man, Contagion would be very useful right about now. Oh my. Okay. Today is not my day. We're gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna keep on trying. Oh my goodness, Galini. Wow. Really good use to this waypoint right here. And this campfire. And this delete character screen. Yep. So I took a brief break, consulted with my wife, and she said I could go one more time in this hardcore series without faking you guys out. All right, so we're gonna go one more time in Rise of the Abyssal. If I die one more time, the series is over. We're treating this first go at the series a little bit like Diablo 4. Surely this time we'll make it. Surely this time we'll do it right. Especially if we pick a better name this time. Okay, we're gonna go with Chrissa. We're just gonna go with Chrissa V. Chrissa V, that's it. That's fine. That's the new name. You know what? Instead of Chrissa V, let's call her Chrissav. A little bit like croissant. What did we learn last time? I'd say it was to choose Contagion as our next skill and not skeleton snipers. That was a very silly decision on my part. And I know this series is called Path of Exile 2 is easy, and I would argue that all the problems that I've had with Path of Exile 2 were of my own making, and because I've been stupid, not because Path of Exile 2 is too hard. You can make any game too hard if you do stupid things in it. I would argue this is especially the case with Path of Exile 2, and we are lagging, grinding your games. Don't you dare kick me out. Don't do it. Okay, we back. I won't lie though, playing through the beginning this many times in quick succession really showcases to me that the game is crazy fun because I'm actually not burnt out. Yet another date with the Miller right now, and he's dead. Maybe I should take Energy Shield this time. Ah, what am I kidding? Oh, nice. We got a magic flask right here. Okay, what are we not going to do this time, guys? We're not going to take Sniper. We're going to take Contagion so we can actually clear monsters. Ugh, I'm so silly. As always, let's check to see if there are boots with movement speed. There are not, but those are some pretty nice boots with cold rest. We're going to go ahead and just buy those up, and we are down to 115 gold once more. I gotta say, I appreciate the conversation system they added in 030. Now your character actually talks back to the NPCs, and depending on the class they are, they have unique responses. Super cool touch grinding your games. It's only on the third, fourth run through that I'm calling that out. Okay, here we go again. Oh, having Contagion is so much better than having snipers early on. What a terrible mistake I made. We found the Mud Burrow really fast again. You know, I just noticed I have my window open behind me as well, so there's a bit of a glare on the screen, so I can't see exactly what's happening. I think that's actually why I died those few times. If you're smart, you can kite away his big hit away from your minions up in melee. Goodbye, Worm. Well, she died pretty quickly this time, and Prickly Boy has fallen. I'm a little undergeared right now, so I'm a little scared on character number 4, but I believe in Chrissav. Lots of lag spikes in Path of Exile 2 today. That was not nearly as smooth as run number 1. But we made it to him this time. Bing. Woo! 4th time's the charm. We're getting a severe lack of support gem drops in this run, and when that happens, everybody, that is when you truly start to suffer. I still have the 2 from that initial reward from Mortimer and Renly, and I feel it. Just make sure to tarry on. You will eventually get some from upcoming bosses or just random chance. But understand, even someone like myself feels very discouraged when that happens. In Abysses, you still feel super powerful though with Contagion. Doesn't matter if you don't get support gems or any item drops. The Druid boss right here that I just killed, that is a seeded support gem drop. Those are scattered all throughout Path of Exile 2. If you find yourself behind, there are methods to catch up, but you will feel weaker for a good stretch. Like I said, you just got to keep soldiering on. Total opposite of last run here. Last time we found both tombs almost instantly. This time I'm exploring the entire map. So mote it be. Some of you guys will understand that reference. This right here is another seated area in Path of Exile 2. If you come here, you will always get a ring. Back to Asinia. So we meet again, witch. Oh my goodness, I almost just died. It's crazy how much weaker I am on this run, you guys. This is insane. But hey, I'm here to show you Path of Exile 2 is easy, even if you are lacking on the RNG front. And we got her early. Got a nice upgrade here, hopefully. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna need this for Draven. Okay, he must be on the entire other side of the map. Or don't tell me. Right at the beginning. There he is. Okay, we're officially back in action. Let's not make the same mistake with another strongbox, okay? Because this time around, we are a whole lot weaker. Ooh, we do have this right here that we can create. Hopefully, it's not the best, but we'll still make it anyway. Oh, we have an abyssal rare here. We gotta really watch out for this guy. He could blow us up with ease if we let him. And he falls, and we almost crashed. My kitty is currently on my lap, attempting her best to take me out. Zoja, you gotta stop, girl. I swear, the closer we get to Halloween, the crazier my black cat gets. Here we are. It's Draven time. The first time I fought Draven in LA, I spent an hour and a half on this boss fight. No joking. Ooh, here comes Asinia with her massive blast. Good dodges there. Oh, wow. This is feeling like an actual boss fight, everybody. My goodness gracious. Oh, he's almost one-shotting me with his buffs. My goodness. Oh, we got a heavy stun on him. Let's go. Quick, 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 quick. We got to get those poison clouds down. He knocks out my monsters with his fire abilities. It's kind of insane. Got to make sure those spirits don't reach him and empower him. We can deal with the extra minions it spawns. It actually helps us out. Let's touch these guys right here, get those more minions. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, we got him. Okay, this should be it. We should be able to take him down right here. We got him, we got him, we got him. That's right, Draven. Oh my goodness. Oh, we got an Orb of Alchemy too, and a rare item there. Excellent upgrades, most likely. I'm gonna use that Orb of Alchemy on a scepter because our current scepter is Garbo. Before we go to the next boss, I'm gonna do my upgrades really quick because the next boss is incredibly tough. Let's ID scroll this wax jacket. We need to be level 11, but it is a huge upgrade over what we're wearing right now. Especially that cold res as we get closer and closer to the end of Act 1. That's going to be a huge boon. We can sell this rare right here, and we actually need to buy some wisdom scrolls. Una sells them if you need them. They're pretty cheap. Oh, I also see there is a rare scepter in here. Let's see if it's actually good. Oh my god. It's incredible, but it's 2,322 gold. See if I can liquidate everything and get enough to buy it. That's insane, especially the plus the level of all minion gems and the added lightning damage. Wow. Okay, after liquidating everything, we can't buy it yet, unfortunately, but we can buy this greater life flask and replace what we've been using, a lesser life flask. I am just getting stupider and stupider with each run, everybody. Upgrading your flasks is incredibly important. You should not scoff at it. And changing them to magic, you want to do that as well. That's excellent. We like that. You really want those extra modifiers on there. Since we can't afford the Skull Weaver, we're going to just go ahead and grab this Chilled Rattling Scepter of Warmth, and we're going to use an Orb of Alchemy on it, hoping that we get... And yeah, we're going to use an Orb of Alchemy. It's going to give us 4 random modifiers. Let's go. Okay, that is excellent. What a huge upgrade over what we're wearing. And we can upgrade our skeletal snipers to be level 3. And we can add 1 more warrior to our arsenal. We cannot afford a sniper, unfortunately. Still no movement speed boots. Okay, back to Lachlann. Gotta open the door. And it's time for him to transform. This is a tough fight. You really need to be careful on hardcore. His slams are insane. He starts with a massive slam, so never stand right on top of him, even with your minions. Here we go. He does quite a few massive slam attacks. I'm just gonna kite him around this huge centerpiece, including that one. Do a gas cloud. Oh, wow, he slammed me, but I'm quite tanky. Okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. We're gonna heavy stun him, and we're going to resummon all of our archers right now. We're gonna activate a gas cloud, and we are gonna burst him down super quick. Uh-oh, there's a fissure. We got him, though. Okay. See how much an upgraded weapon does? I cannot say it enough. Weapons are the most important items in all of PoE 2 right now. The power of your gear, but especially what's baked inside your weapon, that determines how successful you're gonna be. Speaking of new weapons, we have a new wand right here, but it's not an upgrade over what our old wand is. Our old wand is kind of crap. Why have I ignored upgrading our wand? It matters not. On to the hunting grounds, which is one of my favorite areas in all of Path of Exile 2. And we meet Delwyn. Who is Delwyn? Oh, goodness. I walked too close to the sun. Okay, so he spawns this crazy rare monster, which I wasn't ready for. We'll be fine, though. We'll be fine. All I need to do is do a gas cloud. We're going to blow it up. Okay, I don't get to explain the mechanic, though, unfortunately. So you talk to Delwyn, you follow him around, and he is going to buff monsters with these little spirits here. They give you better loot drops, essentially. Right now, they're not in the greatest spot, so they're not quite noticeable, especially in the campaign, how they're buffing loot, but There's a whole system there. I think grinding your games is eventually going to improve on it. We're just going to start moving through the hunting grounds before we return to town and cure the hooded one of his ailment and finally get access to identify all items so we don't have to rely on wisdom scrolls anymore. There are a lot of rare monsters in this area. Once again, this is an area where lots of monsters will swarm. You see, we've got actually 2 rares up at the same time. My minions died pretty instantly, but we took them down eventually. There are a few optional things in here, including a boss that gives us 2 skill points. We're going to want to hunt down that boss. The art and the colors of this area are so vivid. It's dissimilar to the rest of this Gothic Act 1. Yeah, the doubling of rares here is pretty terrifying. It's making for some exciting gameplay. This guy stands no chance. Look at that dodge. Skilled player right here. If you follow the road, you'll go immediately to Ogham Farmlands, which progresses you forward in the main story, but you're missing a bunch of the optional stuff you can do in this area. We can always go there to grab the waypoint though. All right, we just hit level 11, which means we should be able to equip that far better body armor. That's right, we're equipping that, getting that upgrade. We're gonna feel a little tankier now. Good work, Krisav. All right, here are the farmlands. Let's go grab that waypoint so we can easily transport to it once we're finished with all the optionals in that area. Ding dong. Time to start moving over to the energy shield portion of the tree to get a little bit more defenses. Ooh, what's this? I think we found something pretty spicy over here. Oh man, this is a dangerous spot. We've got a lot of chaos creatures incoming. Oh man. I'm not gonna die though. I'm not gonna die. If I die one more time, series is over. Not gonna let that happen. We're gonna get farther. We gotta get at least to Act 2. Oh my goodness. Did I see that correctly? Is this a ritual right next to an abyss as well? Ooh. Oh, we have an Exaltador. You know what I'm going to use that on, right, guys? Let's give it a go on our scepter. Okay, mana regen and light radius. Let's quit while we're ahead. Maybe we could look at this ritual altar and see exactly what it does. It's our first introduction to one of the later game mechanics. Path of Exile 2 was absolutely packed to the brim with content, even in its early access, and a lot of it came from its predecessor, Path of Exile 1. This right here isn't one such example. Its name is Ritual. It's a basic kill monsters in a circle mechanic. What you do is a whole bunch of monsters spawn around the ritual. You kill them, then you click on the ritual altar and it respawns them and limits your play space, sometimes with special effects in the actual arena. And then once you kill them all, you get tribute that you can spend in a little shop menu at the actual ritual. Now, Path of Exile 2 introduces this mechanic in Act 1, and then you don't see it again until the end game, which is definitely a choice. This actually happens with quite a few of Path of Exile 2's mechanics. And what they're trying to do here is introduce you to each of these systems and not barrage you with them over and over and over until you get to an area where you're ready to absorb all of them and play with them over and over and over. They keep the campaigns focused on the campaign as opposed to all these extra content pieces. Okay, here we go. Crowbell Time. He's not going to one-shot us. Taking quite a bit of damage. He's got some invulnerability phases. I feel like this limited play space area of the Crowbell is the most dangerous form of the Crowbell. And I was just proven right. Well, okay. I suppose that cements it, everybody. We failed. I think that I need to focus a little bit more on defenses in my next run here. That'll be the end of the 0-3-0 attempt at this. I'm not focusing on life, energy, shield, or I suppose dodging when I'm fighting big bosses such as the Crowbell. Maybe Path of Exile 2 isn't easy. Maybe the title of this miniseries was very, very incorrect. Well, I suppose I've gotten very, very used to this little campfire here, and talking with Renly and Mortimer, as well as hearing the moos of these 2 cows. Or bulls. They're actually bulls. Oh my goodness. The journey of all my characters has been pretty fun. You can see that I'm not the greatest at the game, but it's fun nonetheless, and I hope even if you're a veteran or if you're a brand new player, you have learned a little bit about the game, and I've painted it in a little less of an intimidating light, even though I'm playing in the most ridiculous, difficult, mode imaginable. Hardcore, solo self-found. I also recorded this over the span of literally 3 weeks. A true casuals attempt. Oh, you know what it was? It was because I didn't have my character outfitted in a sick outfit. Oh, that's totally what it was. If she looked cool, we probably would have survived. Perhaps next time I won't do this in hardcore and we'll be able to make it a little bit farther. Change the parameters of the challenge. Maybe do something like my friend Schwingy and just spin some wheels. Okay, Krisav, farewell, there you go. A worthy attempt, I suppose, but this weary traveler has come to the end of his path, and it's almost time for Path of Exile 1. As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see another attempt at this sort of content from me, either in 0.3 or the next league 0.4, make sure to leave a like on this video. Leave a comment below as well on whether or not you enjoyed it, what I could improve on, what sucked, what was great. I just really want to know. And make sure you hit the subscribe button with the sub notification bell turned on. To close out the video, I'd like to shout out all my wonderful patrons on Patreon and my YouTube members. You guys are really helping me keep this channel alive. I will see you all in the next one. Stay sane and have fun.